Mr. Lin challenges the laws of equilibrium every day. Do you have the goods? Yes. Do you have enough? Buy my traps. They're very good. I'll sell them to you for 150,000, my usual price. Can't you do better than that? Well, okay, 145,000. How many have you got? Oh, I've got 200. The Vietnamese are masters of problem solving. An applied science mixed with patience, a definite plus in trying to balance 200 shellfish traps on a bicycle. These bamboo bars are essential for transportation. They prevent the goods from falling off because they are rather bulky and the road is very bad. There's no specific technique, but the small traps go below, and the big ones go on top. Come on, we must put all these traps on the bike. And pack them tightly. Mr. Lin takes his time. Mrs. Nguyen would prefer it if he frees up the place quickly. I told you to pack them properly. Otherwise they'll go black if it rains. They'll be useless afterwards. But there are 200 of them. I can't tie them all. Oh, I'm telling you, you can. Bring me 20 traps. 20 more traps. I used to sell pots before, but I was carrying a lot less than he is. Between people in this business, we help each other out. Won't it touch the wheel? I didn't tell you to put them in front. Oh, untie this. We'll put it on top. The bike now resembles a giant porcupine. The fragile arrangement is put to the test as soon as it leaves the workshop. Can you help me, please? Thank you. The road to Mr. Lin's village is chaotic. Any accident and half the load will just be fit for the trash. The Vietnamese are not short on ideas when it comes to carrying as much as possible, as far as possible. To transport bamboo, for example, whole shipments are transformed into a raft. The most dangerous place is the Cave of the Ghost. There, the current is very strong and there are a lot of cliffs. But when one is poor and there is no river nearby, transporting bamboo is a real challenge. This farmer has a solution. He's built his own truck. He just needs to learn how to use it. Oh, yeah, with my car, I can go anywhere, all over the place, in all the villages. It's not like the big, large vehicles that get bogged down. In Vietnam, cars and vans are a luxury, and transporters have to adapt. 2 wheels usually replace trucks. Well, during the rush hours, there's traffic jams everywhere. Everybody runs over everyone else. Rice, soy and fish are the staple diet in Asia and in neighboring Laos. Fishing in the rapids of the Mekong River requires a certain amount of courage. Oh, we must be strong, sturdy and strong swimmers. Otherwise, it's guaranteed death. Ingenuity is a key word in Vietnam. Throughout the journey, Mr. Lin does his zigzag dance. Come on, pedal. Pedal. He's not drunk on snake alcohol, but from fatigue. Staying balanced takes a lot of effort. What I'm carrying is very cumbersome. And plus, there's quite a lot of wind today. What's dangerous is crossing the road or trying to turn. Because I can't look behind me to see what's going on. I have to get off and have a good look at the road. He's been pedaling, somehow, for 5 hours. 3 hours longer than usual. He has no choice but to cut along the river. I'll take a small path. It's a shortcut to the village. The trouble is, though, that it's difficult to get through. It's used by buffaloes and farmers, but hardly recommended for a bicycle and all of its cargo. The problem with this shortcut is that it takes longer, so I will be late. Especially when the god Kahoma, a cousin of the god Ehole, gets involved. The wind is so destabling, it's very tiring, but it's all part of the job. After years of war and embargoes that have handicapped its economy, communist Vietnam is opening up to the world. Its industry and agriculture is developing at great speed, notably tourism. But this new economy has led to some traditional trades disappearing. There is less and less demand. People don't use these traditional tools much anymore. The villagers are gradually changing professions, such as making handicrafts for tourists. Soon nobody will make traps like these anymore. Mr. Lin finally arrives with all his cargo intact after 6 hours of pedaling. The Vietnamese live to the rhythm of two plants, rice, to eat, and bamboo, with its many uses. Here's one. That's a nice one here. Go ahead, cut it. Now this bamboo is beginning to droop. It's old. You cut it at the root. There have been several accidents. Either the bamboo breaks and falls on the wrong side, or when it is cut, the bamboo splinters and becomes very sharp. Now be careful not to walk on it because it's as sharp as a razor blade. The province of Quan Hoa has the largest bamboo forests of Southeast Asia. An endless supply, with a plant growing up to 8 meters tall in just 3 years. Cutting the bamboo is very tiring work, but it's the only way we can make a living. We go to the forest, we cut the bamboo and carry it all down to the river. In fact, the bamboo is carried for over a kilometre. This one weighs between 35 and 40 kilos. My shoulder hurts. Be careful, the slope is very slippery. The workers make about €1 a day cutting and transporting the bamboo. The bravest among them can make 10 times that much by going on to the next stage, which is to build a giant machine. A raft can be made from 500 to 600 bamboo rods. We have to go on the river because there is no other way. Construction is without the use of nails or rope, which are too expensive. Yeah, it's not strong enough. It needs another layer. To make sure the raft reaches its destination, the ties need to be strong. Because if the current is too strong and it's poorly attached, it will be difficult to control. 1 year, the current was so strong that once we lost an entire raft. A good raft must be flexible and in particular narrow to offer minimum resistance to the current. No, it's too long. This giant measures nearly 50 meters. The raft is so big we'll need to anticipate the turns well in advance. Otherwise you risk running aground. So this rudder will be useful. The raft is hardly maneuverable. It's like a half-drunk vessel steered by captains in a fog of local tobacco smoke. The bends in the river promise to be epic. Well, admittedly, it is a dangerous journey. In general, from the time we depart to when we finish, we're scared the whole time. We're lucky. The weather is good. 30 kilometers lie ahead, and 5 hours are being tossed about at the whim of waves and currents. The raft is sliding over the rocks. Be careful. The ties that hold the bamboo are slowly loosened every time the raft hits some rocks. The raft risks breaking up. My father taught me to navigate the river. As soon as I learned to swim, I went with my father and my uncles. They taught me everything. There's no school for that. Sometimes I carry up to 800 pieces of bamboo. The capricious Luong River prepares to catch out the crew. A cave ghost passage guarantees a few cold sweats. Vietnam is home to a legendary river known as the Mother of Waters, the Mekong. It nourishes the 6 countries through which it flows, including Laos, which borders Vietnam. After traveling 5,000 kilometers from its source in the Himalayas, this is where the river vents its rage. It crafted the renowned Kone Falls, whose speed and volume is one of the greatest on the planet. Yet Lao fishermen jump into the water without fear. May the evil spirit leave and the good one remain. Help him every step he takes. Guide him on his path. Sam Nyang, aged 52, says it's no coincidence he's never had an accident in 40 years. I come here to ask the spirits for help in my job as a fisherman. It's essential to have their blessing. Otherwise, we won't be protected while we're fishing. The falls stretch over nearly 10 kilometers. The Laotians call this region Si Phan Dong, the 4,000 islands. The falls are dotted with land among the countless waterways of the Mekong. One of them is the hunting ground of Sam Nyang. Getting there takes good balance and steady nerves. Because it's dangerous, there are few people who come out here. And that's why there are more fish, and why I risk coming here in the first place. My father and grandfather used to come here, and I'm carrying on the tradition. Fish breed upstream. When they go down the river, they are trapped in the whirlpools, which stun them. This fish is called patchcock. Sometimes they're even bigger. This one is about 5 kilos. Sam Nyang casts his net relentlessly for 9 hours. There are days when I can catch a dozen fish. But not today, there is too much current. It is not a good day. Every time I cross, I get a knot in my stomach. I'm afraid of falling. I'm afraid of dying. But if I didn't go, I can't feed my family. Everything depends on this rope. I cling to that rope so hard I can no longer feel my arms. Several families share the dangers of the rapids. Each has its own fishing technique. How much are the two? Oh, more than 6 kilos. Noi and his colleagues catch up to 100 kilos per day using a remarkable method. This is a strategic place because here the fish come from the south, heading north. They get here and are blocked by the falls. All Noi and his team have to do is to pick the fish straight out of the water as the current pushes the fish into their ingenious wooden ramps. The Mekong is home to 200 different species of fish. The largest specimens are caught with a trap that's set in the middle of the rapids. This job is very hard. You need to be in very good shape. You have to be strong, sturdy, and a strong swimmer. Otherwise, it's certain death. The Coney Falls are as powerful as their counterparts at Niagara. We'll put it over here. It needs two to put the trap in place. Because once it's in the water, with the force of the current, its weight becomes unmanageable for just one person. Recently there was an accident. It happened to a young man who was a good swimmer, but he was drunk, and when he was crossing, he dropped the rope. That day the current was so strong that he was smashed against the rocks. Each year, 2 or 3 fishermen are swallowed up by the Mekong. Our life is fishing. These techniques come from our parents and our grandparents who lived off the fish. When you're kids, you learn to live on the water. Today I've got at least 20 kilos of fish. It's a good catch. It's days like this that motivate me and makes me want to come back. Slowly, however, the fish are disappearing. Pesticides used in intensive agriculture are largely to blame. But the 12 dams along the route of the Mekong from the Himalayas to the delta of Vietnam haven't helped either. Laos is mainly Buddhist. Once a week, Noi, the fisherman, and his wife go to the temple. Both have sins to be forgiven. In our religion, it is normally forbidden to kill any living being. But fishing is my profession. I kill fish in order to live. And that's why I come here. The monks are helping us ease our karma. We make offerings, and we ask for forgiveness for the animals that I've killed. Well, my husband can do no other work. Our survival depends on fishing. So I pray for him, so that nothing happens to him. Their prayers, however, can do little against the giant dams being built and that will flood the entire region. The great life force that are the Coney Falls will be extinguished. Noi and the others will have to find other ways of fishing for food. In Vietnam, on the Luong River, the bamboo raft is in smoother waters. The men take advantage of the calm to reinforce it. After all it's been through, we'll make it nice again so that it will be presentable for the delivery. Oh, it's important to strengthen the ties so that the raft remains solid. Bamboo cutters usually belong to the Hmong ethnic group, allies of the French and then the Americans. In the two wars that have shaken Vietnam, the Hmong are still paying the price. They get all the worst jobs. There are other jobs, but minorities like the Hmong, for us there's just bamboo. Here logging is prohibited. Only Luong River bamboo is allowed. Bamboo provides a multitude of products, and as a result, well, we can get by. As the waters become more agitated, the raft soon begins its mad rush. The stretch ahead is really hard because it's a big bend. Turning a raft almost 50 meters long is not easy. In the distance lies the infamous Ghost Cave and its much feared turn in the river. This time, the ghost was lenient. On the last visit, the raft was wrecked against the walls. Push, go on. And his bamboo cargo scattered into the river. Once on the Song Ma River, a motorboat comes to help. The riverbank marks the end of the trip. All the rafts are about 3,000 bamboos. This is what we must get delivered to the boss. They're wholesalers. They buy our bamboo and sell it on to the factories. For us, the job is finished. Now we go back home. Up in the mountains, the monsoon complicates the lives of the villagers. The torrential rain transforms the tracks into slimy, muddy pathways. For nearly 3 months, transport is paralyzed. Delivery of the mountain bamboo cannot be guaranteed. The road is too slippery. I have to stop. Even if the country is communist, the solution is not in his little red book. Van Lee is a winner, a great helmsman. But he doesn't guide the people. He guides this machine instead, which he's put together himself, and which he calls a tuk-tuk. It's a Chinese generator, 2.4 kilowatts. It works on diesel. This is the accelerator that I designed and manufactured myself. And the tires that I have ordered specially can handle the muddy roads. In fact, all you see is locally designed and homemade. The shell of the tuk-tuk is from a 1970s Russian truck. Up in the mountains, Van Lee and his assistant leave, loaded with a cargo of bamboo. His strange machine must comply with certain rules, at least. As it's a vehicle that I made in my garage, the authorities prohibit me from driving it on paved roads. His truck admittedly has no security system and braking is haphazard at best. It's probably better not to be in the way. Well, there's no power steering. To handle the vehicle, you have to turn the steering wheel as hard as you can, so it's quite hard and it's tiring. With my car, I can go everywhere, in all the villages, on the small roads and even across the streams. It's not as big as trucks, they'll get bogged down. Mine goes everywhere. This is just a dirt track. When it rains, it gets really slippery. So the danger is falling into the ravine because there's no grip. According to Van Lee, his truck can go anywhere. Well, almost. Okay, we're stuck. I'll unblock the rear wheel. People don't want money to help. It's so hard what happens to us. They see us and they just volunteer. It's still a long way to the bamboo forest. Complaining won't do any good, and the pig just needs to learn to take his troubles patiently. Two wheels in Vietnam is essentially a way of life. There are an estimated 40 million motorcycles in the country. One for every 2 people, the highest concentration in the world. Tang is a motorcycle taxi driver in Hanoi, the capital. The density of motorbikes in Hanoi is very high. At peak times, when everyone goes to work, there are traffic jams everywhere. We're all running over each other. 2 honks means I want to overtake, assuming you can hear it amidst the constant cacophony. When it's crowded like this, you need to use the horn. It annoys the people, but if you don't, nobody will let you pass. In Vietnam, cars are still a luxury, while the motorcycle is accessible to all. No color or symbol indicates that Tang is a motorcycle taxi. The only clue is that he remains close to his motorcycle. I'll stay here to wait for a customer. No, it's a hassle to travel around in the old town. It's easier to walk. But on foot, you are forced to walk in the middle of the street because there's no room on the pavement. Even if it's practical, a motorbike is a problem in Hanoi. There's barely enough room, and their old, small engines are heavy polluters. But for just €1 a trip, it's a popular means to transport all kinds of goods. The lighter but bulky boxes go on the side. Now we can get about 50 kilos on board. Are these the goods? And I'm taking them where? Near the train station. In addition to people, I also carry goods. That way I make enough money to be able to live properly. If it's not too large, I can carry up to 200 kilos. There, this will hold it. Be careful, the luggage is very fragile. Okay. No, don't worry. Can you call me when you get there? The young woman has reason to be concerned. Motorcycles cause up to 3/4 of all accidents, and an average of almost 30 people a day are killed on the roads in Vietnam. Once, I carried a refrigerator. I had it well tied down, but it was too heavy. I lost balance and I fell off. Well, luckily I wasn't hurt. Neither was the fridge, for that matter. I'm leaving this for Mrs. Hoa. Well, fortunately, the addressee was there. Otherwise, I would have had to wait. For over 15 years, Tang has been winding his way through the streets of Hanoi for 6 hours a day. I'm 56 years old this year. I'm not as strong now. I'm going to work just for another 3 years. My sight is not as good and my legs are weaker. I'll carry on until my children finish their studies, and then I'll stop. Its backfire resounds throughout the mountains. Tuk-tuk, the truck constructed by driver Van Lee, arrives, where they will load up. The drizzle that's been falling since they started out has now turned into a heavy downpour. Van Lee is starting to have his doubts. We need you to take it as far as you can. How far is that? 30 kilometers? Well, if the road was dry... Well, if the road was dry, you could do 100 kilometers. So, go ahead, please. What if I get bogged down with all of this? Don't worry, we'll help you. If the road is too steep, we'll have to unload everything. My client needs the goods today. We have to deliver it. As the road is almost impassable, because of the rain, it's difficult to find a good driver like him, who also knows this road and can deliver the goods to their destination. Finally, they hit the road. Van Lee negotiated for twice the price. I often worry about overloading the truck. It could cause an accident. Especially when there's a hill to climb. The truck begins to slip and slide about. If the driver can jump out, fine. Otherwise, he risks being crushed by the vehicle and its load. I only feel really safe when I get home. The journey is being made at about the same speed as an ox cart. After 5 hours, the truck crawls into the bamboo plant. We're finally arrived. The road was terrible. I really thought the cart was going to give up the ghost. But we're safe and sound, and I'm relieved. In the near future, dirt tracks will be a thing of the past in Vietnam, one of the last communist countries to open up to the world. Dealing with the economic crisis, education, the restructuring of public companies, and the fight against corruption are the priorities. Vietnam is a tiger that's about to wake up and roar.